Hey guys, it's Lisa here from Arcane and Stellar with an October 2020 pick a card for you. So we're going to be looking at the energy you might find in October. And of course, as usual, you know there's 4 different piles. I did little pumpkins. I drew some little pumpkins and colored them. So instead of the old gemstones, we're going to be doing some pumpkins. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the timestamps will be down below. I do wish that all of you have a very blessed October, and I would like to say the energy will be a little bit crazy here on the 1st of the 1st October we have an Aries full moon, and then of course Mars is retrograde throughout October until into November. And then, of course, as well, Mercury will go retrograde as well on October 13th in Scorpio. So I I posted a bit about it on my Instagram and on my community tab. So, and I'm going to keep posting some more stuff about it, some insights I have too. It's going to be interesting. So we'll see. I hope that you all have a very safe and happy, healthy October, as I mentioned. But yeah, if you want your own personal monthly video reading, you can do that by going to my Etsy store. I do sell the monthly insight reading, and of course other readings too, other personal readings, like 1 question, 2 questions, 3 questions, 4 questions, 6-month readings, all that stuff. And of course there's also my 2 Amazon wish lists, and as many of you already know who are longtime subscribers, I always do a reading as a thank you for anyone who gets something off my Amazon wish list, so it's always an option. Anyways, with that being said, go ahead and choose your pile intuitively, however you feel comfortable doing that, and I will see you in your reading, okay? Hello, so if you chose pile number 1 with this little pumpkin, I actually forgot to do his, that's actually supposed to be a candle in his mouth, but I forgot to color it. Oops. So there's pumpkin number 1. Let's find out what's happening for you in October 2020. So let's see, we have new moon beginnings. So for many of you, you might find yourself going through, crossing into a new threshold, for instance, in your life. Maybe you're looking at some new beginnings. Some of you might be starting a new job or transitioning in some kind of way from, maybe one relationship to being single, or single into a relationship, or really anything. Maybe you've moved to a new area for some of you, but I do sense that many of you are crossing some sort of threshold into a new beginning as well. And we have boundaries with the Athame. Very interesting. Let's see what else we have. We have feast, slow down and celebrate yourself. Treat, and the Book of Spells. The 7 of Wands. I'm just going to go ahead and put all the cards out. The Ace of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the King of Cups. For some of you, this King of Cups might be, or the Knight of Wands. It could be either. Could be the energy of somebody that you guys are very interested in. For some of you, it might be a crush or a spouse or a partner of some kind. Because we do have romances in the air. For some of you, there will be some romantic vibes coming in. There could be a lot of excitement and fun between the two of you, and some of you might even get, some sort of admission of love, or, something along those lines. Again, let's see what else we have. I do feel like that we do have the energy of victory, though, and I also see this imagery of, like, blades here. Well, we have the Athame, and then we have the sword, the Ace of Swords. So it seems like some sort of perhaps some hard-earned victory for some of you. You might, I get a lot of fresh energy as well here too, like you guys are starting something new, and perhaps there might be a little bit of an energy to slow down a little bit at times, right? Because we do have slow down and celebrate yourself. And I can see with the 7 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Ace of Swords, you might be really active in the month of October, or trying to be active. I generally think that you guys should have pretty good energy, though, for the most part. We do have slowly but surely getting ahead, the Tortoise card. So it seems like a lot of you, too, will also be sort of, trekking ahead on some kind of endeavor, whether that's whatever that may be for you, whether it's, business or work or lifestyle, changes or something like that. It seems like you might be seeing some progress, slowly but surely. We also have vacation. So some of you might be taking a break in general. And with the slow down and celebrate yourself, there might be this need to take a little bit of a vacation, or take some time to relax and not just keep like, working all the time or running around all the time. And take some time for yourself. Some of you literally might be going on a vacation though, of course. Especially for some of you, if you do go on a vacation, I really do feel like it's going to help you understand a part of yourself that you haven't before. I get the sense that maybe you'll see something new and it might inspire you further in your life. Like you'll come back with like a renewed sense of energy about you. So good time for a vacation, I think. And then we have the seahorse. So family matters could be up for discussion here. There might be a focus on family. Again, for some of you, if you're taking a family vacation or you're going to visit family as well. So these are my, these are actually by the Deviant Witch. I do have the deck below. I asked him actually, because this is my mom's deck, and she's friends with him, and I asked him, and he said he will keep it up for a little while, but he was planning on redesigning it, so you can still get this deck, and I have the link down below. But we have treat, so delightful, reward, it's time to treat yourself, self-care. Yeah, we have a lot of self-care here. That self-care is a necessity for you guys in October 2020. Don't push too hard. We have, what does that say? Gentle, high vibration, sugar spells, sweet, indulge now, or have you indulged for too long? No, I think that a lot of you do need to indulge. I don't know, maybe for some of you there's some habits you're trying to cut out though, of course, for a few of you. Especially for those of you, if you have cut something out of your life, like for instance you've started a diet, or you started a new exercise routine, or you started to learn something but you feel like the progress isn't really showing up, keep going, okay? You're getting there. And we have the Book of Spells. So it says, ours is the magic, coven, cast your spell, now is the time, and knowledge. You have the power to make things happen. So very interesting. For those of you that are interested in doing spell work, of course, you might have a lot of power this month to do that. Especially with Samhain and everything, for those of you that are, into that. Hold on, where did that go? I wanted to read. If you guys can hear Fallout music. Oh, there it is. Fallout music in the background. Somebody's playing Fallout. We have Athame. Okay, there we go. It says, you are being diverted from your path. Focus on what is truly important. Honor your beliefs and yourself. Don't give in to superficial demands of others. Set clear boundaries. You would benefit from energy healing. So yeah, for some of you, it might be a good month to do some energy healing. You could do that by yourself, right? Or you could, book Reiki with somebody, for instance, if you do need some energy healing as well, or any type of healer that you're comfortable with, of course. So we do have, it says honor your beliefs and yourself. So for some of you, you might actually have to fight for yourself in some kind of way. And don't be, of course, we do this with compassion over, so compassion, overshadows maybe aggression, right? With the Knight of Wands combo and the King of Cups, making sure that, when you do it, you think, calm thoughts. But I wouldn't say that, if you want to have some kind of confrontation or set some sort of boundaries, perhaps take a step back to, instead of responding right away, I would definitely encourage you guys to take a step back, just especially with the energy of Mercury retrograde in October, and Mars retrograde, of course, as well. It's better for, a bit of reflection before you kind of step forward and say something or cut something out, for sure. But it says you're being diverted from your path as well. So for a lot of you, especially with this new moon and the beginnings card, it seems as if you guys are going on a new path. You guys are forging a new path. And you're meant to be that way. It's meant to, you've been pulled in this direction. And maybe for some of you, you're a little reluctant because you felt comfortable where you were, or the situation that you were in felt comfortable. But for a lot of you, it's necessary. And it's part of your path to move on and to enter into a new door. So for those of you that are entering into a new phase in your life, in some aspect, whatever aspect that may be, whether, it's work or, location or whatever that may be, relationships, of course, too. You're meant to be on that path. You're meant to go through that door. For some of you, might have a father having a birthday. I don't know why I want to say that, but for some of you. Also, let me see here. Some of you might be researching about vacation though, like planning one. Some of you might actually get like a good deal, especially if you guys are looking for like cheap tickets or something, or a cheap deal for the future. You might actually come across a, you know, a good deal in terms of like ticket or hotel or something like that. What else do I want to say? Flirtatious text for some of you from a particular person. Could be a fire or water sign, possibly, but doesn't have to be. Just kind of like a... I would say that generally you guys might have, for some of you too, with the romances in the air, I do get the sense of somebody that's very emotionally mature in your life, who might act a little bit immature sometimes, like with jokes, like might be a kind of a clown, but I would say that there are always like the tears of a clown. You know, sometimes a lot of people who kind of laugh a lot have a lot of sadness inside, so maybe check on those people that are smiling a lot or making a lot of jokes and see if they're okay. Because this energy is a little bit rough this month for some people. So if you do have people in your life too that seem a bit withdrawn and less active, check on them and see how they're doing. Because for some of you, you might have friends or something, or family, or people in your life that are fighting some kind of battle inside, like emotional battle, and they might need some support. Of course, if you feel, you know, like supporting them. Of course, if you have to put up boundaries with that, put up the boundaries, of course, too. I do see also like a very good month for, like I said, spiritual work, deep spiritual healing. It says don't give in to the superficial demands of others. So do what your heart wants to do. You know, what your soul is calling you to do, not what other people are wanting you to do, especially if it is a bit superficial or it all feels a bit, you know, BS. You know, if you're trying to fit in a place where you don't feel like you fit in. Let's see here. Spirit, tell me more about the family matters. Interesting. I'm asking about the family matters, and we're getting the Knight of Cups, Queen of Swords, King of Cups. Wow. Two of Pentacles. Some of you, especially if you are like a parent or something and you're co-parenting, there might be some kind of discussion about the child. Maybe like trying to reason or find a balance. We also have, again, it seems like maybe some sort of family get-together. Maybe someone is having a birthday, or there's some sort of celebration for some of you in the family, like a family celebration. If it's not like a father having a birthday, it could be a mother or an auntie, or, you know, like it's just someone in the family. There just could be a focus on family, though, as well. We're getting so many... I wonder if some of you are having, like, a family reunion or something. We have, like, so many court cards flying out here. Or there's just a huge family discussion or meeting or some kind of specific... Maybe a lot of you... Again, this is a general reading, so maybe it's not good to go into too much detail, but it does seem like family's a focus here. And I have the Lovers, too, as well. And the Two of Pentacles. For some, there might be like a family wedding or something. Maybe somebody's getting married in the family and everyone's getting together. Okay, so very vague, but it just seems like a lot of family involved. Like every court card. That's crazy. Okay, let's see here. What else? Anything else we should talk about? Oops. I was going to ask about the romance. Love for those that chose pile number 1 in October. We have the 6 of Wands and 5 of Wands. Love in October. The Hierophant. I wonder if some of you are going to have political arguments. with like a lover or like somebody you're interested in, a crush. Just with, I don't know, for some of you. For others of you, let's see here. We do have perhaps some of you crushing on somebody at the workplace. Maybe there's some sort of conflict around that. Why is romance in the air? Those that chose pile number 1. What's up with the romance in the air? Ooh, so we have the Queen of Cups here. Some of you might be feeling awfully romantic as well. But there's just a good flowing energy. I can see some flirting here, perhaps. For some of you, with romance in the air, romance in the air, bit cannot talk. Some of you might be actually, like, maybe if you are at school or work or something, you might be flirting with somebody in particular, or someone might be flirting with you. It might come in the form of like teasing each other and generally having a good time. I see that for some of you, especially those of you in partnership, it might be good to get out and do physical activity as well. Like a little bit of competition, like go out and like that might be good for Mars retrograde too. Do some like mini golf or bowling, or I don't know. I know COVID's out, so like it depends on where you live, of course, whether you can actually engage in such activities. But yeah, let's see here. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Essentially, like I said, it seems like a lot of you are making some breakthroughs, perhaps, okay? You might be making a choice for a new beginning. Again, taking care of yourself is vitally important this month. And understand that even if things are moving, sometimes it might feel like as if you're, pushing against opposition at times, but you are getting ahead, okay? Slowly but surely you're getting ahead, so keep on doing what you're doing and going after what you want to do as well. Again, vacation's important. Some of you might be on vacation in October, as I mentioned. Again, there's a huge focus on family. I kind of went over that, so I won't focus on that too much more. But let's see, where did I put my other deck? I wanted to use, oh, there it is. Hold up. There we go. I wanted to use the Angel Guide deck really quick. I wanted to pull a card there from you. What's happening for those that chose? What do they need to know for October 2020? Angel message for those that chose pile number 1. Oh, we have listen deeply. The whispers of our inner voice are subtle, and it takes patience and willingness to hear them. Often this voice can seem intensely honest and direct, but that's because it wants us to hone in on our truth in order to grow. Often we don't like the truth the inner voice is giving us, and we refuse to listen. But all we are doing is blocking the guidance that is coming forward for us. The truth of the matter is that our inner voice is always working in our favor, and divine guidance is always loving and supportive. It will be direct and insightful, but it won't make us feel low. If you're unsure what information is guidance and what is based on fear or ego, call on angels to help you hear and understand the information that's rising up from within. You can also invite them to clear old messages so that you can have more space energetically for guidance that is relevant to the present moment. Wow. For some of you too, that might be clearing the energy a little bit in terms of like of what you're hanging on to too. Especially for those of you, like, for instance, that get, like, X's in piles. Like, I know sometimes I see that in comments, and it might be because somehow the energy is a little bit, not completely broken. So for some of you, that might be something as well. But that might just be a specific message. But I would say that listening to your inner voice is good. Yeah, sometimes we hear things we don't want to hear, right? But yeah, generally your inner voice will never lead you astray, especially in terms of like putting you down or making you feel bad or guilty. It's going to be loving and soft, but also direct and honest, right? About what's the best option. And I know sometimes it can be hard to tell, especially for worrier types, like people who worry and get down and maybe feel like they don't always receive the guidance clearly, or they get confused about it. But definitely maybe working on that inner voice and communicating with your spirit guides and angels and practicing that a bit more will be beneficial to you in October, okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and stop now, and I wish you all the very, very best. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, all that information is down below in the description box. There's a link to my Etsy store where you can get your own personal video reading, and then, of course, my Amazon wishlist as well. And I always do a reading as a thank you for anyone who gets something off my Amazon wishlist. So, again, I'm wishing you a beautiful October. Take care of yourselves, guys. Hello, if you chose pile number 2, this is your reading, and you got this little pumpkin. I drew him myself, and then I cut him out on my daughter's paper. So that's your little pumpkin. I thought that'd be different and fun. So we have a fortune teller. Ooh, what's on your mind? How can I be of service? Look into your soul. Travel to make sense. Know your true self and create your reality. Ooh, so I see October can be a month of deep discovery. This could be about what the past has done to you, what the present situation currently is, and what is the future that you want to create. A lot of you might be learning tarot or focusing on different modes of fortune telling. It could be like, palm reading or any sort of form of divination, of course. You could also be thinking, for some of you might be thinking about starting something in regards to spirituality in terms of like offering a service of some kind, like for instance, becoming, like I said, a professional tarot reader or, offering some kind of service that guides people, right? And for some of you, this might be a soul mission or something that you're feeling very called to in your soul. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you'll start it, but some of you might be considering it, but some of you may be starting it as well. We also have the Deviant Flame. It's candle magic. So you might find that candle magic is very beneficial for you in the month of October. Definitely. We also have Illuminate Your Path. For those of you that are trying to understand your path, in fact, candle magic might help you. Maybe even just lighting a candle and gazing into it might be a form of divination. Like it's kind of like a hypnotic meditation. Maybe that is something for some of you that will work. I often do that myself. And I'm not sure, I guess maybe it's all the fire in my chart, but I do tend to like stare into the flame, and I do get insights when I do that. But it's just more of a way. I often do it with my candle when I'm talking to you guys. I'll just stare. I won't even look at the card. I'll stare at the flame. But for some of you, that might be good. We also have comfort, right? So some of you are going to want to warm up near a fireplace or, stare at the fire. For some of you, it might be good at night, just to put on like fireplace sounds or fire sounds. Maybe for some of you, it's going to be chilly where you're at. And so or some of you, maybe it's warm and you want to do a fire like a barbecue or something. But I see fire. And that's interesting because we do have some fire energy in October. We have the full moon in Aries, of course. And then, of course, we're also going to have, Mars retrograde too. So it is a good time in general, though, for reflection, especially about, Mars, wherever your Mars is at, how and what you want to do with yourself in terms of that. So it is better time for inner work, of course, when a planet is retrograde. So it might be a good time of manifestation for when the retrograde is over. Let's see. When the Deviant Flame ignites, your magic takes full flight. Ooh. And guidance as well as here. So it's, again, some of you lighting a candle in honor of ancestors or spirit guides or whatever you feel, very connected to might be a good thing too. Like a candle in honor. Like for instance, in Orthodox Christianity, when we go to church, we can light up a candle for our past loved ones. Okay, so we also have nostalgia. Focus on the here and now. Very interesting. So some of you may be, oh wow, okay, I got it. Look at the space above her, above their heads. For some of you might actually be getting a lot of, you might be thinking a lot about a past person. We also have the number 33, so this could be a synchronistic number that you're seeing in October. But some of you might be getting a lot of memories, dreams, insights about somebody from the past or situations from the past. That makes complete sense considering, the retrogrades that we're having in October. So for some of you, this is astrological. And if you're wondering why you might be in this energy, it's probably a transit and it will pass, okay? Especially when we have retrograde, we tend to go, a lot with thinking. And so for some of you, may even have somebody from the past show back up. And I'm not going to comment on whether, I know that it's often thrown around that, oh, don't take back the ex, or don't take back that person if they come back during a retrograde. It's not meant to be. That's not always the case. That's surely, it's surely a little bit of an exaggeration, I think. So, use your discretion. We do have the Page of Swords. So for some of you, you might be researching astrology too, as well. You might be honestly digging up the past a little bit, though. For some of you, you might be really keen to find someone as well from the past. Maybe some of you will be researching somebody who comes into your mind, wondering what ever happened to that person. But some of you also might be, again, researching other things. Maybe you guys starting a course or a class, or it would be beneficial energy for you to do that. Like taking an astrology course or something like that. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Again, it would be a good time to learn things for your craft in general. So if you do have a job, it might be a good time to learn something in regards to that, by the way, if you want to help, create more growth and stability. Implementing new things, also being open to advice and such. We have the Three of Pentacles, So for some of you, this might be working with other people, talking to other people, networking with other people. I do feel like for some of you, if you're in like school or something, I feel like you guys will get a good grade, especially if you study well. And you actually put the effort in, which obviously I guess is usually the case. But I do get the sense of a lot of decent grades, or better maybe than you even expected. I do see the opportunity for some of you to make a new friend. I don't know if you guys will take that opportunity for all of you, but it's there for you. You might have to actually put in, for some of you, you might have to put in the effort yourself if you want to reach out to someone. Reach out. Don't be shy. They might be nicer than you think. We also have growth as well. Let's get into, we have marriage. Very interesting. So for some of you, and of course this is probably not going to resonate for everyone, you might be focused on marriage, okay? There might be thoughts about your marriage, about marriage in general. We also have Archway. So it says new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. We have Wall, misunderstanding. Okay, so for some of you, there will be a misunderstanding as well. We have period of prosperity and abundance with Bread. And we have Broom, new home, new attitude. Okay, for those of you that have recently moved, okay, some of you may be feeling a bit homesick, okay? If you have moved from your home, you might be feeling a little bit of that. Some of you might be feeling excited, but I do feel like some of you with this nostalgia perhaps are feeling a little bit like lonely, or missing maybe your place where you were before. But I also see here too, for some of you, you might be doing some deep cleaning, throwing out old things, and kind of organizing and everything. For some of you, maybe you want to decorate for Halloween. That might be cheerful for you. And we also have Lord God, the masculine card. Okay, let's look at that. I'm going to go ahead and grab the guidebook. I actually had this in a monthly reading. I had it pop up. I was working on monthly readings today, like personal ones. Okay, so we have your emotions have influenced you. Logic needs to be used at this time. Do not accept the first offer that's presented. Draw strength from past experiences, right? Nostalgia, for some of you, draw strength from that. This situation calls for you to be rational. Being highly driven and competitive serves you well right now, and be a rebel. So, yes, that's interesting too here. For some of you, you might be a little cautious this month, and maybe you're afraid to stand out, but don't be afraid to stand out. Especially for those of you that are going to receive some sort of job offer, or some sort of offer in general, okay? This could be like, a sponsor like messaging you, or depending on where you're at in life, any kind of offer, honestly, in your life that kind of pops up. Always, I think that this month would be a good time to get a second opinion, third opinion, maybe from your friends, or from the most responsible people in your life that you know that have the soundest mind, for sure. Yeah. Not letting your emotions rule you too much. I don't see a very emotional month necessarily, though. For sure. Oh, with the wall and the misunderstanding, though, that's one thing too I'm getting here with this offer is that it may be that the offer isn't what it may seem to be. Of course, retrograde energy, things are often misunderstood. In general, like people aren't communicating clearly. Again, that might also be the energy just to be like, hey, double check. You know what I mean? Double, triple check. Anything, that kind of pops up. Making sure that both of you are on the same page, right? With that possible misunderstanding. With growth, we have, let's see. It says reject stagnancy. To get unstuck, take action. It says the choice to grow should be made. Expect growing pains when making huge changes in your life. So understand, that sometimes when you are making huge changes, it will be a little bit uncomfortable and it might seem a little bit slow. And but I do feel like some of you have already started something, but you're going to fully transition into it, perhaps, or you're going to transition more into it. And for those of you that resonates with, I do feel like you will be successful, although it might take some time for it to build up, and don't lose hope, okay? Change is a natural part of life and cannot be pushed against forever, So some of you might have been pushing off a change, like trying to avoid it, but it needs to come. I see that need for action here with both of this, the masculine card and the growth card as well. It says change should have aim and purpose. Be courageous, sorry. I was reading blossom and then courageous at the same time. Be courageous and you will blossom. So again, courage is required, right? Again, this is almost like pile number 1 in a sense, because there's also this sort of this archway, which was shown in pile number 1 of the cards there, and it's kind of like a lot of new beginnings and new opportunities, new possibilities. So take them, It does seem like you guys, for many of you watching, it does seem like there is a period of abundance for you coming up. Let's see here. Spirit, what is pile number 2 need to know about marriage? Some of you, okay, wow, we have the Ace of Swords. Some of you might receive a marriage proposal. I'm a little bit, or maybe there will be discussion about marriage, about a wedding, about when to do it. Or maybe there's some sort of practical discussion regarding marriage. Oops, sorry. Oops. I'm kicking the box. Didn't see it down there at my feet. Okay. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Ooh. Some of you might feel like you're not ready for marriage as well. Maybe some of you are more focused on work as well instead of marriage. Maybe some of you are also trying to delay because you're trying to work more towards being financially independent, as possibly as well. So let's see. Yeah, I think that this is probably the marriage stuff's only going to resonate with very few. Spirit, tell me more about the misunderstanding. We have Justice. Very interesting. That's a Libra card, and Mercury will go retrograde back into Libra, from Scorpio to Libra. So this could be a misunderstanding of opposing views, for instance, with Justice. I do get the energy that it's all going to work out. It's nothing really to be worried about, actually. For all of you. It's nothing serious. Because look, nothing even wants to come out. We have the King of Pentacles. For some of you, this could involve like a coworker or a boss of some kind. A father figure. Or an older, like, male in your life, of course. But yeah, I don't get the energy that it will be a big issue from the majority of you anyways. What else can I say? Let me just look here a little bit intuitively. I might be quiet for a second here. I do feel like salt baths will be good for you, like cleansing baths with candles. Yes, yes, yes. If you guys have a bathtub, it might be a good time to take a bath with some candles, relax, put some salts in there as well. Some of you might want to also use salt around your home to cleanse, you know, like to kind of create a barrier. So like in the doorway and all the entrances and stuff, the windows, along the window sills. Some of you also might want to put a broom. I always like keep a broom above the door. Like some sort of protective energy, like clearing out the energy, that type of thing. Let's see, what else do I want to say? Yeah, I think that's all for you guys. Let me see. Let's see, anything else for October 2020? So it chose pile number 2. So we have grief and adversity. I need to know about the grief and adversity. We have the Good Lady card as well. What does pile number 2 need to know? Some of you actually might get a gift to cheer you up, or maybe there's somebody in your life that needs a gift, like a very good person, like a woman, like maybe a mother or auntie or any sort of like a person in your life may need a gift from you, maybe a cheer up, like to cheer them up, even if it's something very simple, like getting them the coffee that they like or something like that. If you notice somebody's in a down mood, reach out. Almost like you're their guardian angel. Maybe for some of you it might be a good time to pay it forward. You know, when you're out and you could like maybe help somebody. Always, and not to say that you guys wouldn't do that anyways, but maybe that just might be really more helpful than you might realize. Giving compliments might be helpful as well to other people. Like, you'll never know how much your compliment can make someone's day. So if you can make someone smile, take the chance, you know, tell them, I really like your earrings. Find something nice to say to everybody that you see this month if you can. You know, make it a challenge for some of you if you can, to give a compliment to everyone that you see. You know, like when you go to the store or something and you say, oh, I like your watch, or because so many times we, you know, often are just thinking in our own world, but we often can have so much of an impact on somebody's day if we just take that simple time to put ourselves out there and say something kind. And I'm sure that many of you experienced that yourself when you got a compliment from someone and you're like, dang, really? So maybe for some of you it might be good to extend that kindness back out there. But for some of you, you might actually get a gift from a woman in your life. Maybe for some of you, you have a birthday or something, you're getting a birthday gift, or you're giving a birthday gift as well. Maybe for some of you, like I said, if somebody is going through a loss, maybe you have like something you could give them, or even if it's just your time. Not even talking about the loss or the grief, but just being there for them in general. Yeah. So anyways, those are the messages I think that I've got for those of you that chose pile number 2. Let's see. I'm going to do an angel message really fast. Where'd they go? Right here. Okay. So, Spirit, those that chose pile number 2, what do they need to know the most for October 2020? Okay, we have Sacred Plan. Ooh, I like it. I put my book upside down. What the heck? It says, if you're trying to force a plan into action, the angelic guidance is to back down and trust in the greater good. Often, when something isn't happening for us, we're frustrated, but that's only because we don't see our perfect plan is unfolding. When your ideas or plans go wrong, trust that the universe has a greater plan for you. And that greater plan isn't something that has already been chosen for you. It's more of a culmination of all your life's intentions, prayers, and actions, washing back towards you with opportunities and experiences. Call on your angels to light up your path ahead. You may feel that you are facing the unknown, but know that you are always guided and protected. So again, forcing things is not great this month necessarily. Slow actions, slow, steady actions. And understand that, yeah, even if we're, I do feel like you guys need to take action this month, but understand that if you're not seeing the exact results that you want, understand that, again, it's probably part of the better, higher plan for you. And, oftentimes down the road we'll see why it manifested that way, So don't lose hope, of course, but don't feel like you have to push too hard either, okay? So I do hope that all of you have a wonderful October. I hope it's full of happiness, health, and, good stuff. I hope you have a wonderful month. And if you want to have a personal reading with me, including like your own monthly prediction reading, I do those on my Etsy store. So you can purchase readings through my Etsy store or by purchasing something off either of my Amazon wish list. I always, do a reading as a thank you whenever I receive a gift off my Amazon wish list. So that's always an option too. But yeah, I do, like I said, wish you the best, and I hope to see you all in the next reading. Take care. Hey guys, if you chose pile number 3, this is your reading. We've got the surprise pumpkin. Yeah, I drew these like little pumpkins because I was like, we need to change it up. It's Halloween. What the heck? And I don't really have many my mom picked me some stuff up for autumn, but yeah. So let's find out what's going on for you guys in the month of October 2020. So we have Scream. It says awareness and fright, speak to be heard, shock value, reach out, fight or flight, excitement. Oh, wow. I'm not going to read the bottom. I love it. I swear, but I just try not to on my channel. Those of you that voice note me on, or have heard me voice note you on Instagram, you'll know I have a little mouth on me. Sometimes I am an Aries after all. But yeah, it does seem like, okay, we have adrenaline here. So for some of you, there could be a little bit of frustrated energy at times in the month of October. Not gonna lie, some of you might find yourself, and it could be that you're attracting some of this energy around you. We do have, like I said, 2 retrogrades. I've mentioned that, I think, in the intro, but also I've mentioned it, like, I think in the previous piles as well, which you probably didn't listen to unless you were attracted to more than one. But we are going to have like a Mercury retrograde. We're going to have Mars retrograde. We will have some direct, Saturn's going direct, Pluto's going direct, of course, but generally, though, with Mars retrograde, some of you might be experiencing, maybe someone's going to do something to try to shock you or something, but as well, it could be that some of you might feel like you need to speak up louder to be heard. Some of you might not feel as if people are listening to or understanding what you really want. So for some of you, it might be a good time to speak to be heard, but make sure that when you do it, it's not in a way that's threatening or freaking out or anything like that. Take a step back, breathe, and then, think it out. Maybe get a second opinion before you put your foot forward on it, of course. And then some of you might be wanting to reach out to someone. It may be very spontaneous, like a sudden urgence to reach out to someone, or somebody gets that sudden urge to reach out to you. So for some of you, you might have the retrograde bringing back people from the past. And we have Werewolf, return to nature. It says, unearthing the dark, wild energy. Pay attention to the phases of the moon divide. When the werewolf appears, tame your fears. So some of you might be taming some of your fears. Some of you might be conquering some of your fears. I don't know about you, but I've been trying to conquer some of my fears. I've been actually learning how to swim. And I'm like 35, and I don't know how to swim very good. And so that's what I've been working on. It's been a thing I've been trying to get used to. Like, can I being comfortable putting my face in the water. I love water. It's funny, I love water, but I've never been a good swimmer. And I finally actually made it so I can swim from one end of the pool to the other. I just can't stay in one place. I start freaking out and panicking when I start to sink. So I would totally die in the ocean, but I'm doing good if I have a mission. But some of you, maybe there's some fears that you can conquer in your own life in the month of October, things that you could do. But we do have pay attention to the phases of the moon. So for some of you, you might be, more affected than usual by the phases of the moon. We do have the moon in Aries on the. It's a full moon in Aries. On the 1st of October, I think it's at 9 degrees Aries, because I know it's going to be in between my Mercury and Venus and my moon. But I'm not sure what the other moons are, actually. I haven't looked. And I don't... Let us see what it says. We have October. Let's see. Moon enters. Yeah, full moon in Aries. And then let's see here. If it says, there goes Mercury retrograde, it says new moon in Libra, I think is what it's saying there. Yeah, I think it's saying Libra. I think that's what the stuff up above means. Like, it's a. We'll see. Look at the. Okay, gotcha. Okay, yes, that's right. I'm just making sure that that's what it's talking about and not something else. Yeah, it's probably, yeah, new moon in Libra. And then do we get another full moon or not? Let's look and see. I haven't looked at the full moon. That's going to be the 31st. Oh my God, we have a full moon on Halloween in Taurus. Ooh, that's the 10th house for me. Nice. Okay, anyways, so we have a Aries, Taurus, and Libra moons. So for some of you might be these signs, or you might be opposing signs, squaring signs, or something like that as well. But anyway, sorry about that. Little sidetracked. Got a little sidetracked. We have confidence. It comes with time and practice. So some of you might be working on something. Maybe you guys are trying to find the confidence in something. And if you guys are feeling as if you're not really, it's like you're not really getting there, you'll get there. So, again, for some of you, if you recently graduated or you started a job or something like that, maybe you guys are trying to build up that confidence still, and you're wondering whether you're doing a good job, whether people are liking you or, you know, appreciating you. I do feel like they do, but, and you will, you know, not but anything, but I mean, like, you know, if you aren't feeling confident, of course, like I said, time and practice. I do wonder if some of you wear glasses here. We have the moon, Justice, the Hanged Man, and the Queen of Swords. So I see that both the practical and the spiritual as well. Some of you might be taking some sort of intellectual action towards spiritual matters. Maybe like, some of you might be conquering some fears for real. Look at that, because we have the moon here. And we have Justice. Maybe some of you are trying to come to terms with some fears and confidence issues you have. Like I said, for me it's swimming, but maybe for you guys it's something else. You have some other little fear in your life that's holding you back, that you're trying to conquer. Maybe you're tired of holding yourself back in life because of this fear. I do feel like some of you will receive a lot of signs and synchronicities this month. I see like yellow leaves. So maybe some of you will find a yellow leaf. For some of you, the yellow leaf will be on a twig. Like still attached, like a little branch or something. So specific. I love these specific messages. I've been getting them a lot more lately. I don't know why. Very specific stuff. Some of you might be thinking about taking out a tongue piercing or getting a tongue piercing. Okay, we have triumph over troubles and obstacles. So eagle energy. So again, if you guys are feeling as if you have some sort of fears, I do feel like there are ways out of it. And if you don't solve them all in October, it is something that you are going to overcome. So if you start working on them and you think, I'll never get over this, I'll never be able to move forward, you will. Maybe not in October for sure, but you will. We have announcement as well. And then caterpillar, it says things will not always be this way. A change is coming. So again, if you guys are feeling a little bit stagnant or held back too with the Hanged Man, like you're not really getting anywhere with something, do know that a change is coming. And a lot of the obstacles that you are experiencing, especially if it has to do with like laws or restrictions, Maybe some of you are trying to do things, but there are a lot of laws or rules or government in the way. You'll find a way around these things. Some of you might actually have someone give you some really good business advice as well, for those of you that do business. I have the Mountain here, so it says major challenge to overcome. So yeah, some of you might have a challenge here. We'll dig into that a little bit. And it says here, control your anger or you will be sorry. Ooh, okay, so with this, someone could trigger a nerve in you in the month of, and we, it's bound to happen. We have a lot of tense energy in October, okay? So it's bound to happen. I'm even worried about it myself, because people, a lot of times it's just it's the astral weather. We have Mars retrograde, and Mercury retrograde is going to go retrograde. So it can be a time, especially with the Mars Aries energy, it's not a good time to freak out. Okay, so again, if you really feel, especially if you get like that adrenaline rush, like someone, like when somebody tells you, have you ever had somebody tell you something and you get so mad you shake or whatever? Like that might be what happens. Like for some of you, like somebody says something and it just hits you just the right way, where you're just like, oh, you even start shaking, like you get adrenaline, like, and you're like, I need to say something, and you just either want to burst out in tears or start yelling. That might happen to some of you, not all of you, but again, if you're feeling that way, take a break, take a breather, remove yourself from the situation. Just because it's usually better not to fight and argue. If you're going to do it peacefully, and when your brain is balanced, when your mood is balanced, when your emotions are balanced. Somebody might try to make you stop. Sorry. So for some of you, this might be someone trying to like stop you from doing something in particular. Or for some of you, you have to deal with somebody like that. Like for some of you, like work in a store or something, and you have to tell them wear a mask, they freak out at you, and they say something extremely rude or triggering to you. And so for some of you, that might be the case. Like if you work in like, just try not to overreact, and encourage that, okay? Like, and then we have an exciting event, sorry. We also have blossoming, and then we have responsibility. So let's get into these cards, and then we'll get back over into the T cards and try to see maybe some more specific energy. Okay, so with the High Priestess and the High Priest, we have face your responsibilities. Never use your power on a whim. Again, be careful what you wish for. Own up. Turn to your priest or priestess for assistance if you're in a coven. This can also be about turning it to anybody with a higher, like any spiritual place that you feel comfortable, or spiritual person for guidance, even if it's just like an author or somebody that provides you with the guidance that you need, okay? Especially if you're struggling with something in terms of spirituality or emotions. This could even be, a psychiatrist, a psychologist, therapist as well, Reiki healer, or anybody like that. It says your calling may be to become a priest or a priestess. Well, for some of you that could be the case, but it does say it reminds you to undertake a deep awareness of the possible effect of all things as a result of your thoughts, words, and actions. Whether you're a member of it says see yourself as a high priestess or the priest, and treat all that you do with respect. But that, I think really one of the things here too is like never use your power on a whim. So again, for some of you, if you are angry and you try to power play someone, you might not come out on the winning end of it, okay? And we all have done that before, and we all can get vindictive or feel like I need to say this or I need to say that, but try not to. I just think it's going to be more beneficial. And again, at the end of the day, you're going to have you'll be able to walk away with your pride, you know what I mean? And with your head held high. I feel like if some of you outburst in this situation, it might end up where it's like more of a walk of shame rather than a walk of pride. Sometimes it's just better to keep it quiet and just, live your life and not to make a fuss. So I'm sorry, that's such a strong message in this pile. Again, it just might be that somebody triggers you, and it's just kind of a highlight of the month. For some, not a highlight like it's going to be like the best thing to happen or anything like that, or the worst thing to happen. Just seems like it might be something that some of you need to hear. Okay, we have an exciting event though, so I wonder what that's going to be. Some of you might have a birthday coming up, a wedding, or some kind of event that's going to happen. Maybe for some of you, you're really excited about Halloween. I am. What is this? And we also have an announcement. So, Spirit, what is the announcement? For those who are pile number 3. What's the announcement? Ooh, the moon. Something that will leave you with a lot of questions. Something cryptic. Some of you, it might be like you watch like a TV show or something like that, and like they put out a trailer for the next season, but it's like super short or something. It could be as minor as that. For others of you, this could be that there's a cryptic, like a confusing announcement in regards to something. Like maybe where you feel a little bit confused about what the announcement means or could mean for the future. We have the Empress as well. Ooh. For some, there might be an announcement of pregnancy coming out as well. For some of you, you need to make that announcement. For others of you, you'll just hear it from a friend or somebody you know. Let me see here. Emperor. For some, it might be an announcement from parents. We have the Empress and the Emperor. Some of you might feel like celebrity gossip or something, and there's an announcement, and you're like, oh, what's going on? Oh my God, what's really going on? They broke up or something like that. I don't even know. Let's see here. Yeah, some of you might get like some sort of, there might be a marriage too for some of you. Like not a marriage for you guys, but like maybe someone's getting married, or there's some sort of news in regards to that. You might hear about someone splitting up, like divorcing or something. Again, for some of you, it just might be like your parents making an announcement. You might receive this announcement at night, like it's a night call for some of you. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that anymore because I don't want to get too specific, because that's going to be, that's going to make it harder to resonate. Okay, so for, different people. So let's look at blossoming, the flower moon, number 33. So look, we have 33 and 23. So these might be numbers that mean something to you. With, let's see, flower moon, it says, do not give up. You have planned for this. Take no notice of what others think or say about you. Again, control your anger. I really feel like that's coming back out. Some of you might be triggered by something. Don't care what other people say of you. Okay? Wow. Open and rise. Someone around you may be jealous of your success. Mark your victories. Okay. So for some of you, it could be jealousy, obviously. But it says, fear is usually the thing that prevents flow and blossoming. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of change, fear of what people think. I could go on, but know if we can release the useless fears and begin to enjoy our growth and eventual blossoming, it will all be worthwhile. Some of you might do, well with the ruby stone this month. Yeah, some of you might be really, maybe somebody says something that makes you question, I don't know, yourself. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take some advice, some overall advice, or whatever your angels want you to know for the majority of those that pick pot number 3. Let's see, advice from the angels for October 2020. What do they need to know? They need to know. Ooh, stubborn. Okay, we got one. Ooh, listen deeply. I think that came out for pile number 1 I wanted. Or no, maybe it was number 2. It says, the whispers of our inner voice are subtle, and it takes patience and willingness to hear them. Often this voice can seem intensely honest and direct, but that's because it wants us to hone in on the truth in order to grow. Often we don't like the truth the inner voice is giving us, and we refuse to listen, but all we're doing is blocking the guidance that is coming forward for us. The truth of the matter is that our inner voice is always working in our favor, and divine guidance is always loving and supportive. It will be direct and insightful, but won't make us feel low. If you are unsure about what information is guidance and what is based on fear or ego, call on angels to help you hear and understand the information that's rising up within. You can also invite them to clear old messages so that you have more space energetically for guidance that is relevant to the present moment. So yeah, some of you might do well with an energy cleaning. Again, calling on your angels to clear out old energies as well. For some of you, especially if you're getting X's and pick a cards. I told that to the pile that got this before, and I'll tell it to you as well. I do feel like some of you are struggling to hear your inner voice. You want to. Some of you might have such a logical mind that overrides the spiritual. And there might be some blocks with it. For others of you, it's just maybe you're trying to discern what you really want versus what your ego wants versus what your, like fear, is saying and all that stuff. It might be, that might be a little bit of a theme, as you go through the month. But yeah. Also, too, if you are struggling to increase those abilities to it, like it says, it comes with time and practice. So you'll get there. You'll know eventually. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and stop here. This was a very long reading. I am sorry. I hope that this reading helped you have some insight into October, and I'm wishing you all a very blessed, happy, and healthy October. I do monthly insight readings, so if you do want your own personal monthly, reading, a video reading, I do sell those on my Etsy. The Etsy's linked down below, and of course there are many other kinds of readings that I do. They're all listed there. And then of course there's also my Amazon wish list, so that's always an option too. If you prefer to get something off my Amazon wish list, I always do a reading as a thank you. I'm wishing you all the very, very best, as I mentioned. Take care, and see you in the next reading. Hello, so if you chose pile number 4, this is your reading for October 2020, and you chose this little dude, this little pumpkin. Yep, I decided to draw little pumpkins this time instead of using gemstones. I thought it'd be a little bit more fun. Okay, so let's see what's going on for you guys in October. So we are starting out with the Trick card, Fool the Devil, and then we have the Clown card. So it says, remain in amusement, tell stories, be loud, banish entities, channel your inner comedian. The only way to go free is to trick those who come for thee. Okay, so maybe there's a little bit of funny energy, or maybe there's a need to laugh a little bit in the month of October. This could be because things get a little bit intense at times, and it's just time to sort of relax as well. We have like the freak flag, so it says foolish something entirely wrong. Connect with your inner child. Are you afraid of the dark? And when you find the clown, inhibitions release. So there is an energy of trying to find more humor in the everyday. Especially if like I said, October could be tense for some people, and if you're one of them, it might be good just to focus on the lighter energies and trying to find fun in life in general, even if things are feeling a little bit haywire, especially because even if you're feeling okay, not everybody else will be feeling okay. So sometimes we have to deal with the world, and then we have to deal with the energy of the world. You know what I mean? So it can, kind of reflect on our own mood. So again, just try to take things in stride, with a smile, and find the humor in things. We have library. It says, take control of your own narrative. Oh, that's very fitting considering what I just said. And we have the number 22. So some of you might be seeing the number 22 repeatedly in the month of October. Or maybe this is a number like 222 or 22 or... Yeah. So like we said, it's like, don't let the world control you. You can choose how you react and stuff like that to things. We have the 10 of coins. So there could be a focus on family, on stability. Some of you might be working on your home. Maybe you guys want to redecorate. For others of you, you might be building, building. Wow. Well, maybe you're building something. Maybe some of you are building a bookshelf. No, but I was going to say that some of you might be spending some time with family. We have the Fool as well. So I do see like a fresh new energy. Maybe there's an optimism here. For sure. I see happiness here. We have the 9 of Cups, the Page of Wands. I do feel like a lot of you need to have a good time, to find humor. Some of you might do well to just watch old cartoons or Disney movies or something, or just find the things that you loved when you were younger. Like if you guys had an old childhood favorite that you haven't watched in years, pull it out and watch it. For some of you, it might be really good to do fun activities in general, just like active activities, bowling or whatever, like ice skating, roller skating, who knows, you know, anything that's like kind of active and fun. We have as well, oh, wait, I put them backwards, hold up. We have attraction as well. And, oh, 44. So we have 44 and 22. Interesting. And then we have Mabon. Balance. So I'm going to go ahead and look at these T cards real quick. It says peace and harmony. So finding peace and harmony. And that could be maybe where you do it at home with family, doing different activities as well. Indulging in the things that really do make you happy with the Nine of Cups too. And wishing for... I do feel like this, for some of you need to write down your wishes. Maybe some of you could do it on a bay leaf and then throw it in the fire, or that's something I do a lot, is I'll write my wishes on a bay leaf. And now that I've started burning a fire again because it's getting cold, I can just throw my wish into, on the bay leaf into the fireplace and watch that sucker burn and come true, hopefully. You know. We have haystack. It says karma, you will reap what you've sown. Okay, so some of you might be dealing with a little bit of karma. Hopefully it's good karma. We also have January. So this could be something that happened in January, or maybe there's somebody that was born in January, maybe you were born in January, or maybe, for some of you too, it might be that what you sow in October, okay, I have a message. For some of you, if you're starting something new, you will see results in January. Like you will start to see growth, okay? Especially if you're starting something new and you've sort of taken a leap of faith, or you had to take a leap of faith in some kind of way. Do those wishes, do those spells, or do whatever, you know, ritual you like to do that you're comfortable with in terms of manifestation. But I do feel like January is going to be more significant in terms of results. We also have Valley, deep personal strength and peace that assure success. Wow, so 2 peace and harmony. So I do see a lot of peace here. Maybe you guys get a break from a certain situation. Maybe the karma is that you get a release from something. We also have bird perched, waiting for news, package, or letter. So some of you be waiting for a package. Hopefully you get it. We have good news. So a lot of you will get it, especially if it kind of got lost. Maybe some of you are waiting for something for like a very long time and it shows up. For some of you, you get some sort of good news that you've been waiting for. So whether it's regards to, you know, work or some sort of communication that you've been, waiting for. I do see you getting it. Some sort of good news. Even if you weren't waiting for it, some of you might receive some sort of good news in general, by post or something. It does feel like, because we have oh sorry, my god, that scared me. Someone opened the door, I'm like, jumped. They might be in the form of a package or a letter. Okay, so it could be also an email, I suppose, too, because, you know, digital days nowadays. We have Mabon, so we have balance. So let's see what it says. It says, reflect upon the past. Upset or unhappiness is caused by an imbalance in your life. So again, that might be where the peace and harmony comes in here. It says deep personal strength and peace that assures success. For some of you, you might have had some kind of block. And some of you might be going through a period where you're letting go of something fully. Something that, oh man, I got that. I looked at the haystack, and of course, my mind went to Elliott Smith, Needle in the Hay. And what is needle in the hay? It's like a situation it's impossible to understand, or it's impossible to find the answer to. It's just like a needle in the hay. It's you'll never know. Some of you need to find peace in that. If you have a situation from the past, or you're going through something and you don't know the answer, I do feel like there might be something imbalanced about the situation. Like maybe you care more than the other person about this, or maybe you're putting too much of your emotions into something where it would be better if you just did like least resistance, you know? and not really, and just found peace with the situation as it is. I do feel like it's a temporary problem. I really do. Whatever that is that you're facing, it's just temporary. It will pass. I see like the wind chimes, and I see the wind chimes. Sorry, wind chimes. Oh my God, wind chimes, and I just see the wind blowing, and they don't always blow. It doesn't always blow. So if things are feeling a bit windy or chaotic or something, just find your inner peace. You're strong like a mountain. Okay, so we also have eliminate anything or anyone who upsets the equilibrium. So if you have people in your life that are upsetting that peace and harmony, literally, we have so much about peace and harmony, so you really need to take that time and to put a bubble around yourself and what you focus on. I do feel like a lot of you have a strong foundation of people who really do love you and care for you. So if you do, need to, and if not, then you call those in. Don't worry. Okay, let's see what else it says. It says, embrace and get to fully know your shadow side, and hold on to only the lessons from past hurts, not the person, not the thing, not the thoughts, just the lessons, and seize the fruits of your labor. Wow. So some of you might need to, hopefully you guys will get some fruits from your labor. Sorry, fruits of your labor. Some of you might receive something out of the effort that you have put in. Maybe there's like a bonus or some sort of recognition or gift for the things that you have put in, at least from certain people in your life. Pay attention to those that don't give you, and they don't have to give you something, but those that aren't positive or uplifting. Again, where maybe you've been very uplifting and positive to them. Yeah, maybe you'll have to eliminate that. Sorry, I got weird and quiet. Was getting some thoughts and then I lost them. Whoops. Okay. It says, embrace any aspects of the self which are devoid of light and eliminate only that which does not serve you, with gratitude and lessons learned. Work with all the elements. What do you need to bring in or release in order to move forward? It asks you to reach into your very own storehouse to seek the balance within. If you're feeling restless, emotional, or out of sorts, then call upon Mabon to restore the balance in your life. And it says, wow, interesting. It says, at this time of acknowledgement of the fruit harvest, you are reminded that you too are part of nature. Therefore, it is harvest time for you as well. What seeds did you plant in your life this year? Have they come to fruition? Wow. And it says, karma, you reap what you have sown. So some of you might be paying attention to that. Like, what have you been putting your effort in? Have you been planting the seeds for what you wanted? In fact, actually, what's funny is, I usually am a person who does manifestation like every full moon, every new moon, every solar return. For years, I've been doing this. And weirdly enough, I stopped in May. I don't know, or not even May. Maybe I didn't even do May. I need to find my notebook. But for some reason, I stopped kind of doing it. And then I was like, man, you know what? I miss manifesting, actually, like writing things down and trying to manifest things and stuff. So maybe for some of you, too, it's like, oh, I'm not having results. Well, I haven't been even trying to manifest anything. You know what I mean? I did manifest a few little things, but it was more in my head. But sometimes it's good to take that ritual and sit down with it. I always, I have notebooks full of my manifestations and my affirmations and my gratitude and all that stuff. So that might be something to think about. Where did my thingy go? Where did it go? Looking for, oh yeah, there it is. Sorry, I'm trying to get the book here. So we have number 44. That's like the last. It says, you can be magnetic to others and attract the good things in life. You can repel what you no longer wish to attract. Be ready for opportunity. Avoid extremes that might cause negative imbalance. Again, balance in your body or your mind. Think of connections greater than yourself. Wow. So a lot about balance here. Wow, okay, so it says, If we are growing, we will all want to attract experience into our lives. This can be positive relationships, a lifestyle that suits us better, clarity, love, prosperity, creativity, the list goes on. Equally, we also perhaps wish to be able to repel the experiences we don't want. But to be able to recognize, it's important then to not just know what we want, but also to be able to recognize what we don't want. Attraction isn't just about what we accept, but also how we discern. Blindly attracting everything we think of into our lives rarely makes us happy, but being focused about it does. This card suggests that we think globally and for the whole. If you are making intentions on the supermoon, include one for the planet. Very interesting. Yeah, so for some of you really do need to work on manifestation. And it says you can repel what you no longer wish to attract. So if there is like something that you kind of seem to be attracting, understand that you can repel that away and shift your focuses as well. Okay, let's see. Anything else? Let's see here. Let's just see. What is some good news that those that chose pile number 4 will get in October? Good news for pile number 4. We have the Knight of Swords, some sort of communication, perhaps. The good news. What is the good news? The Knight of Swords and the King of Swords. For some of you, you could get a recommendation from somebody. For some of you, you could get actually even a gift, okay, as well. Money borrowed. Some of you might get a loan or an approval for some kind of help that you've put out there. Oopsie. Oh no, I just did that. Maybe for some of you it's a gift. We do have 2 air signs here. So we have the Knight of Swords and the King of Swords. Like masculine energy here. So it could come from masculine energy. It could be, like I said, for some of you, it could be like a recommendation or something. Because I see the Knight and the King. So maybe someone higher position. We have a journey. For some of you, it could be maybe like a farewell gift or... Let's see here. We have gaining a lot of money and grief and adversity. So if you guys are having some kind of difficult time, maybe you get something that kind of helps out. Maybe for some of you, you could actually... Let's see, we have theft. Very interesting. But gaining a lot of money, but theft and a journey. Maybe someone's going to pay you back or work on paying you back. Gloomy thoughts. For some of you that are having difficulty about money or you're worried about your future with money, please know that you will, your finances may increase. You might get some kind of help or guidance regarding this, and it's not going to be bad as you think. I think for some of you there might be a turnaround as well. Yeah, some of you might be feeling quite like gloomy, like as if it's like, and this is just for some of you again. Whatever this is, it's going to help you. Okay. Let's see what else. I wanted to do angel cards. So I think I'll just wrap it up here. So we have the angel guide. Love this deck. So Spirit, though, and Angels. Those that chose pile number 4, what is the message for them? Ooh. I think we have 2 of them, because this really did 2. So we have Friendship and Union and Inner Child Healing. So Friendship and Union. It says, if you have felt left out recently or have been wondering if you can trust those around you, angels are giving you clear insights and information to help. Don't concern yourself about any relationships or friendships that have been fading into the background. What's important is that your vibration and energy will attract friends with whom you can be yourself and who can mirror back to you who you are. If there's something missing in a particularly important friendship, know that your angel guide is inviting you to ask yourself, what is missing here and how can I supply it? If you feel that you are struggling to make friends or you don't know who your friends are, invite your angels to assist you in making connections with those who can share and receive in a loving, balanced way. Your angel friends are ready to help you form incredible unions. So again, there might be some friendships that you guys are trying to manifest, or maybe you guys have good friends around you, or you're attracting that as well. We have inner child healing, and it says, this card brings radical healing, understanding, and love to your inner child. It shows that your guardian angel is wrapping their loving arms around you right now, nurturing your inner child and encouraging you to unleash your childlike senses. See the world through the eyes of a child. There is so much wonder and opportunity out there. Yeah, like the clown, right? And the trick, like the laughing about things. That's funny. For sure. There is a lot of control. It says take control of your own narrative. So you guys have a lot of the ability to take take control of your own life in some way, for sure. But it says, see the world through the eyes of a child. There is so much wonder and opportunity out there. It's time for some fun. What can you do to feel light? What can you do to express yourself? Have you stopped from doing something because you feel you're too old for it now? It's time to reclaim your innocence and express yourself in a way that is filled with excitement, wonder, and adventure. It's time for your inner child to be healed. And that's always a great thing to do. Maybe you guys need to like put out Halloween decorations and get excited about it, just like a kid. It's funny, my husband and I, even my mom, I was talking to her, and she was like, we should all dress up, like all of us, because I have, of course, many of you know, I have like 2 children. Like I have my daughter's going to be 15, and then my son's 8. But, she's like, we should all dress up, and that's fun stuff, maybe if you guys have like a niece or a nephew, or you could even just go dress up or do something fun. Like, don't be afraid to be a little bit sillier. Do things that are childish. It's sad. I was, and maybe my cousin's watching this, Sarah, but she doesn't. I asked her, "Are you gonna go trick or treating?" She's like, "Trick or treating is for like losers." You know what I mean? Like she had that, of course, that 15-year-old attitude, and I always loved trick or treating, but I'm an Aries, so I'm like always a child. But yeah, I was like, man, but you're so young, and like soon you won't be able to do it. You can't do it when you're like 20, 25. I'm like, go do it while you can. But no, maybe for some of you though, just put it as an example of just maybe some of the energy you could tap into in terms of just having fun and living your life. Maybe some of you can take, like, if you have your own child, or, yeah, like I said, maybe what's it called, a nephew, niece, or cousin, or someone that's younger. Enjoy, playing with them, or maybe doing things that brought you joy as a child, like playing video games, or, I found actually on the Switch that they have the old Marios on there and stuff like that, and the old Zelda from Super Nintendo, and I'm like, oh my god, yes! I feel like a child again, and I did see that energy in other piles too, so I think it's kind of prevalent. It's a good time for it. But anyways, I'm wishing you all the very, very best October. Take care of yourself, and I hope it's a happy, healthy month. And also, if you do want your own like monthly insight reading, your own personal video where you get your own insight, I do have it reading up on my Etsy, and of course I have lots of different readings up on my Etsy, so you can go check it out. And if you want to have a reading with me, and also you can do my Amazon wish list. Of course, I have 2 Amazon wish lists, and anyone who gets something off my wish list always gets a reading as a thank you, so there's always that too. But anyways, I'm wishing you all the very, very best, like I said, and I'll see you all in the next reading. Take care.